Good morning, fourth graders. Today we are going to get into our first algorithm that we're going to learn, and that just means a process for finding our quotients or our answers in division, and we're going to call it partial quotients. You're going to need scratch paper and a pencil, or if that means your whiteboard and a marker, that is fine as well. You need plenty of space. And then we're going to be working on 2 pages in your math journal. We're going to skip some. I know you're probably crushed because of that, but you'll be okay. All right, so I want to we've started out by looking at some of our division problems that have leftovers, or we call those remainders. And we started with some pictures on how to solve a problem like 26 divided by 5. And some of us would draw it out this way. We drew our 5 equal groups, and we said, well, there's 5 in each group. So if we think of this as the Skittle problem, like we've done earlier, if you had 26 Skittles shared between 5 people, each person is going to get 5, and I'll change the color. Each person is going to get 5 Skittles, and there's going to be 1 left over, and we'd write that as 5 remainder 1. Well, you could also show that picture like this if we were using arrays, right? How many groups of 5 do we have? Well, we have 5 full groups of 5. And then we have 1 extra, one that's not going to be able to make a full group. So we would say that is 5 remainder 1. And so we can draw pictures, but that's not always going to work when we start to work with larger numbers. And we can do that same problem with a method that we're going to use. This is the partial quotients. And so we know that really what division is, it's the inverse of multiplication. And if multiplication is repeated addition, right? So 2 times 7 is 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 7 times, right? So really division is the same thing. 26 divided by 5 is just continuing to take groups of 5. So subtract by 5, subtract by 5, subtract by 5. And we could do that. And we could actually get the right answer. So we could take one group of 5 out, and then we're left with 21. We could take another group of 5 out, and we're left with 16. Another group of 5, and now we're down, whoa, we lost it. Now we're down to 11. We could take a 4th group of 5 out, and we'd be down to 6. And we could still pull, I don't know why it's doing that, sorry about that. We could still pull one more group of 5 down, or out, and we'd have 1 left over. And finally, we are now at the spot where we can't take out another full group. Well, on the side, we've kept track of all the groups of 5 that we have removed from our start of 26, right? So here's a group of Skittles, 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 and here's a group of Skittles. Well, we can use this every single time if we want. So what we need to do, though, is we need to add up all the groups we pulled out. And so we add all of our ones up, and we have 5 whole groups, and then we have 1 left over. So our answer, we know, we just drew pictures of it too, but this will show the same thing, 5 remainder 1. Well, yes, this will work, but it will take a long time if we're using big numbers. So we want to be able to do that in less steps, right? We would say this took us 5 steps to get to our answer. Well, maybe you're saying, well, I know I can take out more than 1 equal group of 5 out of 26 because 26 is such a big number. And you say, well, let's take out 2 groups. That's going to be 10 Skittles that I get to take out. So if I take out 2 equal groups of 5, that's 10. So I have to subtract 10 from 26 that I started with. Well, now I'm down to 16. Well, if you think about what you just did, you can take 2 more equal groups of 5 out of 16. But you'd have to subtract those 10 Skittles again. Now I'm down to 6. I can't take 10 or 2 equal groups of 5 out, but I can get a full group of 5 out. And so I'm going to take 1 group of 5 out, and I'm left with that 1 Skittle again. And so I would need to do the exact same thing I did for the first one in black, and I need to add these. So I have 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5, and I still have this 1 that's left over. You get the same answer, but you did it in less steps, right? And so you were able to take out your 5 groups of 5 and have 1 left over. The goal for this unit is to be able to do this in as few steps as possible. And this is a problem you could do in 1 step. You could and say, oh, well, if I have 26 Skittles and everybody gets 5, well, then what I can do is I can have 5 groups of 5 to get me to 25. When I subtract, I only have 1 left over. And so you don't have to do any addition, but you do have the answer already. So I have my 5 groups here. I have 5 full groups, and I still have that 1 left over that Mr. Johnson gets to eat. Okay, we want to be able to do this with larger numbers now, though. And so we're going to have some word problems, but I'm guessing you can figure out what the operation is going to be today. A toy company has 740 games. Oh, I'm sorry, this is on page 143. So this is 143. And yes, we skipped some pages, but that's okay. So 143, number 7, we're going to start with today. A toy company has 740 games to donate to different schools. Each school will receive 4 games. How many schools will receive games? Okay. So we have 740 games, and they're going to give them to schools. But each school will get 4 of those games. So we want to know how many schools will receive games. So let's go ahead and let's solve that problem. But we're going to solve it, we need a little more space. And so if we use our partial quotients method, the first thing we do is we draw a line down the side. And when we're dealing with large numbers, we want to think about what we did with our last unit. We really want to start with numbers that are easy for us, right? And so the first thing we want to think about, we don't want to pull out subtract 4 every single time, right? So a lot of us are good with our tens, or we could think of this in terms of 100s as well, right? So if you had 10 4s, you could subtract 40, and that'd be a good start. But we always want to check our number goes to the hundreds. Can you take out 100 4s? Well, 100 times 4 is 400. So yes, I could take out 400 from my 740 games, remember, we're dealing with. And so let's do that. Let's start with 100 4s. I'm going to subtract 400 games. So if I just delivered these to 100 schools, 4 games each, I got to get rid of these 400 games because I don't have them anymore. 0, 4 minus 0 is 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. Okay, can I take out 100 again? No, I can't take out 100. All right, so now I got to figure out how many games I could take out. I could take 1 at a time, or I could do 10 again. But let's think about this. Let's work with numbers that we really know. And think about what we did yesterday, right? We ignored this 0. We said 4 times something will get us to 34. How many groups of 4 can fit into 34? Well, let's think about that. 8 times 4 get me to 34. 9 times 4 will get me to 36, and that's too much. So let's use 8. But remember, we have a 0 here, so really it's going to be 80. So let's pull out 80 4s. All right, 8 times 4 is 32. And then I have a 0 from my 80. And now I need to do the subtraction. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 4 minus 2 is 2. 3 minus 3 is nothing. Now I have 20 games left. How many schools are going to get games now if there's 20 left? Or think about 4 times what will get me close or at 20? Well, many of you know that's your 5s. So now I'm doing 5 4s. 5 times 4 is 20. And when you subtract, there's no remainder. You have no games left over. Well, now the last step is to add. 0 and 0 and 5 is 5. 8 plus 0 is 8. And then 1 is 185 games. And you could check that using your multiplication. 185 times 4 should get you to 740. Well, you might not always use the shortest method. We did this and we'd say 3 steps. That's the shortest amount of steps you can do to solve this problem, which makes sense. We have 3 place values. But maybe you didn't catch right away that this was 80 4s that could be pulled out of 340. The good thing about this method is that's okay. You don't have to be exact on how many groups you pull out. So let's look at what you could have done in a few extra steps, right? And so we always want to start as big as we can. So we would start with 100. We want to get into that habit and checking to see if I can pull out 100 or even 1,000, depending on how big your number is. And so we do our subtraction. We subtract 100 4s. and we're still left with 340. Okay, so maybe you didn't realize that you could pull out 84s, but you're really good with your 5s, and you said, well, I'm just going to pull out 54s, because I know 5 times 4 is 20. That's super easy for me, and I have a 0 here, so I'm going to subtract 200. Well, you're still left with 140, and that is totally fine. That's okay that you didn't pull out the exact amount and get rid of all your hundreds. You got to think, can I pull out 54s again? Nope, I can't, because 200 is too much. And so maybe now you start thinking, can I pull out 24s? I know I can double my 4, and that's easy. That's going to be 8. And then I have my 0, so 24s is really 20 times 4 is 80. And I subtract again. 14 minus 8 is 60. All right? And so now, oh, look at that. I can take out 10. 10 fours is easy. 10 times 4 is 40. And I subtract. And now I get down to my 20. And that's where I realize, okay, how many groups of 4 can I pull out of 20? 5 times 4 is 20. And I can now get down to, 0. And so now I would need to add all these up, and I would get the same thing, 185 with nothing left over. But you did it in multiple steps, right? You did it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, as opposed to your 3 ones. This took you a little bit longer, but if you're working with numbers that you know, that's okay. We want to get it right, okay? And so we want to work on problems that are going to be all division today, and we'll do one more as an example, right? So a landscape architect designs a rectangular garden that is 1,232 square feet. It is 8 feet wide. How long is the garden? Okay, and so we know we got to take 1,232 and we got to divide by 8. And so what we want to first look at here is, can I take out 1,008? So draw our line down. Can I take down 1,008? Well, 1,008 is 8,000. That's too much. I don't have that much space, right? And so then let's go to 108. Well, 108 is 800. I could have tried 208. Well, 2 times 8 is 1,600. That's too much, right? And so 1 times 8 is 8. And my 2 zeros, right? Using that trick that we worked with zeros yesterday. And now I subtract. 2, 3 minus 0 is 3, and then 12 minus 8, or I could borrow from the 1. I could say this is going to be 12 and turn this into 0, right? 12 minus 8 is 432. All right, well now you could think of this as a 0 again, right? And so think of, how can 8 go into 43, or what times 8 gets me close to 43? You can count 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and then you'd get to 48, so that's too much. So if you do 5 8s, and in this case you'd need 58s because you're dealing with 432, 5 times 8 is 40, and then my 0 needs to be in there as well. Oh. And now I subtract, and I have 32. Well, now I can just think of 8 times what gets me to 32, or how many equal groups can I pull out, how many equal groups of 8 can I pull out of 32, or can I divide 32 into? Okay, and we're gonna figure out that 4 times 8 is 32, and when you subtract, you have nothing left. Now you need to add up 150 and 4, and now you have 154. And that's your answer for number 8. And we could do this again, and we don't have to do the exact amount of steps. You could take out 100, then you could take out 10 8s, and 10 8s, and 10 8s. And even down here, you could subtract 1 8 at a time, right? The only thing you can't do is take out too much. If you take out too much, you got to go back and retry. But if you don't take out the exact amount, it's okay, right? Keep pulling out equal groups. All right, good luck. You also will have some Think Central. Oh, so you have one more page, and then you also have Think Central 3.2. Let your teacher know if you have any questions.